She has a crush. I want to know more. I'm such a hopeless romantic. Alright, Chaos. I agree. Let's learn more. Putting my biggest smile on my face. Let's hope I was supposed to trust Chaos with this.
So, Jade, huh? She seems pretty interesting. An activist. Wow.
Yeah, she is. And she's my friend. I mean, friend. I don't really know her that well, so...
Literally just met her yesterday, so I mean...
Come on, Nora. You'd like to get to know her?
No. Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't I? Is that illegal or something?
Aw, Nora's so
Of
cute.
course not. I just think it's interesting.
I feel Chaos nosing their way to the front of my mind.
Look at her wriggle like a fish on the line. But we can do better than that. Good-looking woman, that Jade.
That's enough. Nora's not your entertainment.
That's not about entertainment. That's a misconception about my vibe. I'm all about new opportunities.
Chaos sounds like a specific character from a Hades game.
And I know more than you might imagine.
I focus on Nora, who's staring at her phone. A cute little smile on her lips.
So, did you text her?
Yeah.
And?
And what? It's been 2 seconds and I wrote half a book.
Chaos's VA's only other game credit that I'm aware of is in Baldur's Gate 3. So they weren't actually in Hades, but
She'll reply.
She turns and looks me directly in the eye.
Do you think it's possible, though? To predict the future?
Protecting the future? That's crazy. Who could ever? Why didn't I see this coming and avoid it? Maintaining my composure suddenly becomes a conscious task. I feel the muscles on my face twitch as I try to get them under control.
No. I mean, of course not. Maybe.
See the future? Me? Never.
Science would say not. But, well, who knows? Science also says we should look for evidence instead of assuming.
I can almost hear my thesis supervisor cheering in the distance.
But you know Ursula. She probably believed it was possible.
Yeah. I guess.
She bites her lip and doesn't look away. There's something in her expression beneath the surface, but I can't decipher it. All right. What is this? All right, we've gained crystals. Omar's done with the poems. Cool. We have a few codex entries. Stop it. Oh, right, that's that. I wanted to go to the codex. Clear those out real quick. We have Omar. Okay, so he's born in 94, owns a bookshop, has a doctorate in Oxian culture, moved to Atina after earning his degree to continue researching the Oxian culture, but was denied clearance by the previous administration. All information on the Oxians is now tightly controlled by Mono Concern. Runs a bookshop which now draws him regulars. From his phone calls, it appears he has a father and several sisters. Ooh, so Mono Concern is monitoring the phones. They're controlling all information. And the fact that information on Oxians is now tightly controlled. They're searching. They're searching. Liberation Road Bookshop. Specialized in academic publications for 9 years. This very peculiar bookshop is seen as quaint by a little place. It's a quaint little place by tourists. Any specialists on the Oxian culture stop by to visit the owner, order books, and chat about the latest discoveries. Omar Shabani, a historian by trade, was made citizen on Atina in 2030. Okay. And we still have a lot of areas we haven't found yet. Chaos, a master of trifles and a cosmic designer. Chaos is both none and everything all at once. As the oldest aspiration, they are the spark that birthed reverie and are also the one who can change it. None of this matters to Chaos, however. They are the aspiration of the present, and neither the past nor the future matters to them. The rawest and yet most complex incarnation of dreams. Chaos is unpredictable, free, and always in search of something to create or destroy. Actually, we read both of these, Chaos and Truth. We read them last time. We also read that. And that. Okay, I wonder if because I exited out, maybe I read them and then exited out so they didn't clear. Alright, so got all that. Alright, let's check in with Omar, see what he discovered. I hear a sigh, and Omar places his pages down on a desk. His eyes are closed, like he's meditating on the words he just read.
So? You took your time?
So much in here. Poetry, of course, but very precise descriptions of rituals and cultural artifacts even I've never heard of. I don't know how she came up with half the knowledge there is in this.
Come on. Time to compare notes. Hopefully something in here will point us in the right direction.
I do hope we will get somewhere with this. Ooh, so this one locks out the left. Omar and Laszlo's thoughts. Omar and Nora's thoughts. Let's go down the left side. I'm curious as to what will unlock. Everyone gathers around the kitchen counter. Laszlo shaking his head. Nora white as a sheet. They're all looking at me. Let's see what we've got.
All right, Laszlo, why don't you start?
Well, your mother remains as mysterious as ever, I can tell you that for free. My sections were all about love. Love for us, our family, but also for someone else in faraway land. Totally inaccessible somehow.
Someone like Reverie? Did that perhaps get mentioned? This sparks something in Omar. He snatches up his pages, flicking through them.
Good luck making sense of that.
No. That does make sense. Here, look. In my sections too, there's talk of a reunion with this faraway land. And another being. The story reminds me of various myths. Many cosmogonies start with the reattachment of a split soul.
Laszlo's face sags just a bit. I want to reach out to him, touch his arm, but Omar continues.
Ursula seemed obsessed with this ritual. This idea of becoming whole. Which... it all reminds me of the Oxyon belief in realm crossing. And the prescience.
What if... hold on, because our mother pressed us into being an artist. She founded this little artist commune. Becoming whole. What if our mother was actually a fragment of Glamour, and all she did was return and go back to being one with the aspiration? I still feel like we've got like a bit of a demigod situation going on. So we have the faux Greek mythos pantheon sort of thing going on. We're in the Mediterranean, so I mean we haven't had any explicit or hard allusions to the aspirations being able to mix with mortals in the normal world, but
They wrote extensively on the subject. They said, by using the holy Ichor, the Prescience could transcend this plane and access another.
How's a bunch of fairy tales going to help us?
Not fairy tales. These were literal beliefs. This sacred liquid. They called it egregor. Pools of it were said to exist across Athena.
Egregor? Jade talked about that. And look, my section mentions egregor too.
Prescience.
The Oxions believed that there were those who could see the future, literally see it laid out before them. And the egregor would enhance their abilities.
Ooh, are we gonna go get access to Egregor? For a moment, I can't breathe. I feel as if a fist has clenched in my chest. Am I a prescient?
The last time I saw Ursula, she mentioned them. I didn't think it was
I mean,
relevant to all this.
Yes. Yes, you are, Polly.
You said this egregor stuff was just lying around the island.
Golden Ichor is the blood. Yes, Ichor is the blood of the gods in the Greek mythos. So Egregor in this setting is a... It's different than Ichor. It's not a word replacement exactly. It's sort of a substance. I know we looked up the actual definition and it fit. Image fucking codex. Mythology, Egregor. Visible to the human eye, requires you to see past what it is and to see what it could be. But also, it's lethal in large quantities, so, you know, not good to consume. So it's a very strange substance.
Yes. No. The sacred pools were said to be well hidden. We talked about trying to find them, but MK has laid claim to every inch of Athena.
Nora was right. This sounds shockingly similar to Jade's investigation. A cold wave washes over me. Is all of this linked?
I don't know why I didn't see it before. I believe there's a very real chance Ursula went to find a prescient ritual site. A crossover point.
Silence. No one knows what to say. To everyone else, it must seem ridiculous, but to me, the aspirations, reverie, Ursula, everything is connected. Oh, I can't pick this one. I need to have pressed him to get this one. Steal the secret poem. Interesting. Both of these are 2 locks, so I have to go through the middle one. It's time to press Omar. No one's saying anything. Not yet. Laszlo stands over the counter, arms tense, leg twitching. Nora's eyes dart back and forth between her pages and her phone. And Omar looks like a man who's learned a lot more about the strangers in front of him than he bargained for. There's a certain tension in the air. Laszlo is still uneasy, fractious. He still doesn't trust Omar, I see. There's an envy I've never seen in him before. Ursula trusted this bookseller with her secrets, but not him.
We're all a little tired, I think. Big afternoon. But, Omar, what were you and Ursula doing? Really doing?
Well, they were banging.
I told you. She'd come to me and we'd talk about Oxion culture, language, symbols.
Oxion culture? Is that what you kids are calling it these days?
But there's more to it than that, right? Look, you know a lot about us now.
That came out slightly more aggressive than I intended, but they'll understand.
Probably too much even. But we don't know anything about you. Not really. And trust goes both ways.
I feel something in me shift and turn. It's weird. Like a key somewhere, unlocking something I'd never even heard about. I stand with Laszlo, but I'm opening up to Omar, showing my trust. This is an interesting gesture, right?
Very much, Harmony. Very much. Palms open, weapons down. This is all about shaking hands. Ha!
All right. Ursula's secret relationship? Oh, I would need 3 truth crystals for that. Oh, so we can only pick the Ursula's secret quest. I see. Well, shice. I kind of slagged myself on that one. I guess we're getting bond instead of truth. Omar heaves a sigh.
You're gonna think I'm utterly insane. That both of us were.
It's okay. We're listening.
That Ursula and I weren't just talking over dusty books and manuscripts.
Knew it.
We were what we thought. We wanted to recreate the Oxyon rituals. We wanted to cross between realms.
Ooh, they were doing some cult shit. All right, all right. Sacrificing a couple goats. All right, makes sense. Everyone does it eventually. Laszlo's up, a finger pointed at Omar before the words hit home. He stumbles, his hand wobbling slightly. I feel a single bead of cold sweat trail down the back of my neck.
What?
These aren't fairy tales. They're very real instructions for highly complex procedures. Rigorous. Almost scientifically so. Ursula seemed to know more than she was saying. Called the other realm reverie.
Ah. Makes sense, considering perhaps she was an oracle. Bum bum ba. Oh, that'd be secret. Yeah, so did I. So did I. I thought that's where this was going. The bead is joined by another. And another. My heartbeat quickens, and I can feel my breath coming in gasps. Reverie. Ursula was trying to get back to reverie.
And we'd already performed the basic rituals, and we saw results. No realm crossing, but there were lights. A glow. We were getting close.
Just trying to go back. So maybe she used to be an oracle, and then for whatever reason, she was fired? Cut off, perhaps? That wouldn't explain her prescience. Unless it was nothing specific and stuff that, like, she mentioned used to being able to see the future. Not so much predictions of the current future.
She convinced me there was another world out there, just beyond the veil, waiting for us. Ursula spoke of a missing component. When you told me she disappeared, I wasn't entirely surprised. But
You mean you had us wasting time with these poems for nothing? You lied?
I was just trying to help.
The room lapses into silence. The only intrusions are the roll of the waves outside and the sound of drones overhead. No way Laszlo believed any of that. Nora's face is unreadable. And me? I don't know what to think. Yeah, you kinda fucking wasted some of our time there, bud. Should have told us this earlier, bud. Saved us a good bit of noggling. Noggling? Sometimes you just say things. Laszlo takes up the floor. I notice his hands are shaking slightly.
These poems, they mention a few different Oxyon ritual sites, but only a few of them seem to relate back to this mystery love of hers.
We can narrow down those locations even further if we only look at those associated with the prescience.
If Ursula did leave to find one of these sites, it's almost certainly a temple. Most of them are underground.
It looks like a little mantis. I wonder if each of the ritual sites corresponds to one of the aspirations, and so we might learn why exactly she was wanting to go to Reverie so badly.
Underground?
Even in their heyday, there were those who thought certain rituals profane.
I get it, but would it have been more helpful if Omar had just... I feel like it would have helped a lot, insofar as the reading could have been better informed, rather than everyone incredulous.
Well, most of Atena's archaeological sites are pretty well documented. Con, it's because they're all owned by MK.
All right, no big deal. We're just gonna have to break into the mega corporation. No big deal. I'm sure there is no problem. It's not like MK basically owns 50% of the island and there will be no ramifications from crossing them. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be easy.
I've tried for years to get access to even a minor site. Nada. Completely off limits.
So, everything Ursula wrote suggests she went on some sort of personal quest to cross between realms and find her love.
And she needed an Oxyon temple to get there.
Exactly. So the big question is, did she find a way to get into that temple? Or did something get to her before she could?
She ran into the Sphinx and couldn't answer the riddles. All right. What is this? A carefully plotted encounter. Here we are. Now let me tell you something so shocking you'll regret sticking your nose in. Wait a minute, that text changed. That said something different when I originally looked at it. Chaos being very fucking sexy. As we piece together the scant clues left for us, I feel something in my mind pop and crackle. Manic laughter pulses in my ears as my vision clouds. Ooh. Chaos's bedroom? Interesting place. My eyes close and I'm once again in reverie, in a domain I don't know. I'm liking these iridescent mandalas, but it's interesting how empty Chaos's place is. Before me is a figure, its face haphazardly painted and topped with a flimsy crown. Chaos.
Oh my goodness, you are utterly welcome, dearie. I'm only sorry I couldn't rescue you earlier.
What's going on? Why did you bring me here?
Must I have a reason? You do know who I am, yes?
An aspiration who ran at the first sign of trouble, who abandoned their friends, their family out of nothing but selfishness.
Did he?
I think you're confusing me with someone else. Someone closer to home.
The smug little grin on their face is perfectly sculpted to infuriate. I draw in some deep breaths. Focus on the calm ocean, the gentle breeze.
Told your fate was tied to my mother. Where is she? What do you know of her?
The smile cracks, becomes a mocking shriek of laughter as a fire dances behind their mismatched eyes.
I left you all the clues you could possibly need. Any more and... well, the game wouldn't be a game at all.
You really are like her, though. You have some things in common.
I'll see you later, dearie, when you're interesting again.
I'm bored now, bye!
Bye.
The familiar pull yanks at my mind. My eyes snap open. I'm back. Back home. With chaos tangled up in this, nothing can be trusted. No conclusion is certain. Were they bluffing? Or were they really the one who left these clues for me? Or is there something deeper? Something I can't see yet? Play an objective related to chaos. You got an achievement for that. Interesting. All right, what's our next plan? No one has an answer. We're all drained. Well, I'm drained. Thoughts slip in and out of my mind at random, solid as clouds. We know what we don't know, and that's about it. Ursula left by choice and didn't return because she was successful in her mission, or because she wasn't. It hurts. My worry for my mother is tangled up with anger now, and more than a little bit of old resentment.
We know this much. Jade's investigation into MK and Ursula's disappearance are related. That's something.
Yes, that's something. Sorry.
So why aren't we asking her for help? Jade, I mean. She said she was willing. And I'm sure if she helped us, we'd help her. Mutually assured reconstruction.
Community strong, community strong.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Yeah. That could work.
Jade. Jade Galea. You're friends with her?
Yeah, of course. As of yesterday.
Friends with Atina's most well-known activist. Impressive.
Okay. We have a plan. Now that's a real plan. I'm gonna go to the skate park. Like, right now. This is too important for online messaging. It's all monitored by MK anyway. Safer this way.
Yep. Now, the thing is, you gotta make sure to leave your phone, okay? Because, you know, those are tracked as well. You know, if you need to keep your communications secure, you gotta leave your electronics behind. You've gotta make sure you're wearing, you know, a hat, you know, wear some neutral clothing, you know, have your ID and such, and that's it. Bring only cash if possible. Take the public transit, things like that. Of course, avoiding all the cameras would be difficult. So the clothing part is going to be very important. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but, you know, you might as well make it as much more difficult as you can for them as possible.
Hey, just take care. Watch yourself out there.
All right, Grandpa. It's the skate park, not a war zone.
That's ominous.
Anyway.
Hopefully it doesn't become a war zone.
I'll be careful.
Not entirely sure what the plan... I'm not entirely sure the plan is the only reason Nora wants to see Jade in person. But at least we have one. Or the beginnings of one. Laszlo mumbles something under his breath and leaves. The reality of the situation returns. I want to go after him. But I don't. He needs to be alone. To process what my mother has done. She was always unpredictable, but this is further than she's ever gone before. Chaotic, even. Dun dun dun! Speaking of, the link between my mother and the aspiration of chaos remains unclear. I haven't heard from Bliss or the others, so I assume they've had no luck in prying them from their maze. The only move is to keep searching, and hope the truth reveals itself. End of chapter. Alright. Time for chapter 2. Ooh, we are getting even more complicated. Yikes. The web of the future is starting to get much more capricious. Light brown patch. Might just be some highlighting in the art. Friendly approach. Appeal to their emotions. Stick to the plan. Yen already knows. Conditions. Jade turned Ursula's disappearance into a public scandal. I don't think we did that. So reveal our identity would be the option we'll go to. Okay, so this is going to reveal the final nodes. Unexpected ghost from my past. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's get these nodes revealed, and then maybe we can do a little bit more informed planning on how we want to take this path. There's a stain on the chopping board. Tomato, maybe? Or pepper. A red slash of color across the wood. I think about fetching a cloth and wiping it away, but I don't. I sit with the others, digesting the situation. Laszlo tears into some bread. Omar sips his glass of water like a hummingbird, phone in hand. Nora is still at the skate park. I finger a splinter, working it loose from the counter. Thinking. And not thinking. Digesting.
We are looking for a temple.
Laszlo swallows his mouthful, looking up at the newest member of our ragtag party.
Yes, I think we got that.
All the underground temples on Athena are under MK's jurisdiction. Locked down. For preservation purposes.
What a load of horseshit. That damn company. It'll be the death of this island.
The locations themselves are secret. They don't really want anyone near them. But look here. Athena's rich archaeological history is safe in the hands of our very own urban planning department.
Oh no, not the urban planning. That's the opposite of who you want having ownership over our, like, ancient indigenous land.
And there's a contact number.
Well, that's worth a shot. Surely.
Yeah, that's highlights. If you're talking about the forehead and the nose. It does contrast. Like, everyone else seems to have highlights, like, as a line on one part of their forehead. But hers is always straight on. The deeper we dive into this mess, the more convinced I am that MK is far more than an independent observer. They've always had an agenda when it comes to Athena. Now it looks like we're about to put ourselves directly in their way.
So, should I give them a call?
Volunteer as sacrifice? Well, I'm not hungry, so you're safe. I'm quite safe. Laszlo and Omar glance at each other, and then at me. They clearly have different ideas on how to proceed. MK is Mono Kernzen. They're a corporation. They're a mega corporation that basically owns the island. They own like half of the business and land and such. Basically, like the early stages of turning into a corporate dystopia kind of thing, or a cyberpunk dystopia sort of thing. Okay, so we can seek Omar's advice or Laszlo's advice. It seems like Laszlo is going to be down the path on the right. Omar is going to be the path down the left. Let's see what Omar has to say. I look over at Omar. He puts his phone down and leans forward on the counter.
Omar, how would you go about it?
We're swimming into unknown waters here. We need to be smart, tactical.
Candy Dagger! Welcome on by. Ooh, I hope you're doing well. Doing some art? Doing some art fight perhaps? Or just some of your own awesome, amazing, original art? If y'all don't know Candy Dagger, or if you were just so amazed at what they were doing that you forgot to follow them, let me make it easy for you. And you can simply click that button, and you can check out Candy Dagger whenever they go live again. Stream doing good, doing the Cave Story mod thing. Cave Story mod? What Cave Story mod? That sounds intriguing. I'm certainly a big fan of Cave Story. I don't know how long you were streaming. If you've got a raid and run, that is perfectly fine. But at the very least, I implore you, stand up, wiggle it out, leave a piss, take a water, do it all at the same time. Don't do it all at the same time. You'll just make a huge mess. I'm not going to clean it up. You're going to have to clean it up. Pick one, do them in order. If y'all don't know me, I'm Dreki Warmer, Draconic Serpent, Heartless Dragon, or simply Worm on the internet. And we are playing Harmony. The Fall of Reverie is a very interesting visual novel, and one that the VAs and artists are fucking killing it. Adding Rose Toodle into Cave Story now. Thanks. Oh, you're making a Cave Story mod. I see. Interesting. I wasn't aware any of Vichiban or Siak were Cave Story heads. Interesting. You learn something every day. You know, it feels weird because I remember playing Cave Story way long ago, back when it was just the original Pixel game before it was remastered and released on Steam and other platforms. I don't think I've played it on stream. I should go get that and play it sometime. Get the true ending. It's been a long time since I replayed that, and it is a banger game. I think Rose is a caveat. Interesting. I always forget sometimes that artists play games because I get stuck in my head sometimes of like Rose Doodle and them just doing art, and that's like all I remember them as. Never knew there was a true ending. Yeah, there is a true ending. It is very interesting. It is very missable. Like basically every JRPG, the true ending you kinda almost need a walkthrough to be able to get. It's a bit of a pain, and it is very easy to brick yourself from getting it. You could also save with yourself in a bad situation, like I did when I originally beat the true ending. I basically saved in such a way that I essentially had to be perfect because I had no like way of recovering health or something like that, if I remember correctly. Like I could not take any hits at all throughout like the secret section. It was very frustrating to hatchling Dreki. Recording footage, and you think you need to restart to get the boss fight footage. Now I would say it would be really funny if I don't know if you've already like mapped out who is going to be what character, or if you got ideas of where to put like their mascot characters, but there is the quest where you have to collect all the dogs, and that would certainly be a funny place to either put Spree Beans or the various Vici characters. You got most like ooh. Certainly interested to see where the mod goes. I would say, does it have? Are you going to be changing? Is it just going to be changing the sprites and leaving in the music? Did buff puppet? All right, yeah, that works too as well. I mean, I feel like for a lot of between Siak and Vici, there's a lot of good options for collecting all the stuff. But Buff and the Pups certainly maps a lot easier 1-to-1. Just surprised if you could figure out text, that would help. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever messed with any mods in there. The only thing I used to be in is there's the Cave Story Remix project, but that's mostly just redoing the music. I don't think they ever made an official mod that replaced the actual game music itself, though, now that I'm thinking about it. I think it was just a separate album kind of thing they put to the side. Interesting. But yeah, I'll certainly need to keep my eyes on that, because that'd be a good excuse to go back into checking out Cave Story again. Might be possible to swap maybe. I feel like it's easy because like if you're already swapping if you have a way to swap the sprites, it feels like it's probably possible to swap. But I feel like maybe with music and text, those ones sometimes can get a little bit more complicated. Since I imagine the sprites might be as easy as replacing the specific files that they're referencing, if I'm just taking a shot in the dark as to how you're doing it. Whereas with music and text, you might need a more like better idea of the code to hook in and where things are put and called. And the sprite sheet is just there as a BMP. Yeah, that's what I figured. Excuse me. I wonder. Now I want to kind of poke around and see if I can find anything. But yeah. Right. So, Harmony is a kind of a visual novel game. We're looking for our mother who went missing, and we just found out she seems to have gone in search of some of these ritual sites because she wants to get back to Reverie, ? Reverie being the world of the gods, the definitely not Greek Olympic gods, or an aspirations as they're called in this game. And we've taken up the mantle as an oracle, able to see a little bit of the future, which is a fun narrative excuse for us to be able to plan out our actions as far as the visual novel is concerned. Head to bed. Don't want to stay up till 1 a.m. Wait. Oh no. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Well, hey, thanks for stopping on by, Lyoko. I hope you have a wonderful, rejuvenating eat. And take care. Let's go ahead and continue on.
The last thing we want is to draw MK's attention.
As he speaks, Bond's silhouette seems to materialize next to him.
I like him. I like his voice and his ideas. A less violent path is the one I would recommend.
I focus all of my attention on Omar.
So, an idea. You call the urban planning department, but not as Polly.
Hide my identity.
Ooh, secrets. He nods, biting his lip in thought.
Won't be as simple as making up a name. It'll be a vid call. And those surveillance cameras of theirs are everywhere for a reason. They'll know who you are as soon as they pick up.
But I just got here. To Atina. Sure, I'm probably in the system, but I haven't even used my cred card yet. No way they know my name.
Yeah, they've already clocked you, Polly, actually. They've clocked you as a non-citizen, so I feel like that path is going to be hazardous in a way that she doesn't even know.
They'll ask for ID. Maybe more. Their systems are watertight.
Omar's face lights up.
Unlike their infrastructure, the whole island is like Swiss cheese under the surface. Just last week, there was an urban planning rep on TV talking about flooding. If you pose as a plumber, a private contractor, helping with the leaks, they might buy it.
Yeah, definitely. Polly could fake being a plumber, absolutely. Just, I'm a VTube, she gets some YouTubes, all right? Let's get tubes for the rest of the alphabet, you gotta make sure you have the A tube and the B tube, and all the way down to the Z tube.
People were pretty mad about that flood. If they're gonna give info out to anyone, it'll be someone helping them clean up their mess.
Okay. Worth a try at least. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
You get arrested and deported.
Don't get too ahead of yourself, dear. Take your time. We'll be right here.
I can follow Omar's advice or think of something else. Either way, I need to act. Unexpected ghost from my past. No way! Could it be? Who is it? I fish my phone from my pocket and dial the number Omar reads out. He and Laszlo are both looking at me with a mix of encouragement and concern. The line beeps and beeps. The ringtone continues for what feels like ages. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Welcome to Mono Concert. Your call is important to us. Your expected wait time is... The machine's voice is lodged deep somewhere in the uncanny valley. Your call may be recorded for security and training purposes. Laszlo mouths a curse. Omar sighs. But no one's suggesting I stop. bizarre accent is replaced by an equally grating muzak. I'm definitely having second thoughts now. What if...
Urban Planning Department, this is Yana Sayavong speaking. Oh shit. I mean, hello? Hi? This is Urban Planning, can I help you? Wait, Polly, is that you?
It's me! Polly! Oh, shit. That's those eyes bug out of his head. Omar face palms.
That is you. Polly, it's Yana from high school. Oh my god.
Wow, what a cohinkadink! That's them, alright. Yana. We were friends, I guess, in high school. Truth be told, I had a big crush on them. That's probably what stopped me from getting closer to them. My vision swims as the aspirations approach.
Think fast, but think carefully. Forge bravely ahead.
You already know the path you must take. Stay true to yourself and your instincts. They will serve you well.
Okay, now all is revealed. So we get... gain a new friend. All that matters is knowledge. Everything else is superfluous. Friendly approach. Lie convincingly. And then another hidden one. And another hidden one. Appeal to their emotions. Friendly. What is this? Yana gets annoyed. Timer -4 turns. I see. Maybe things would have been... Alright, well I didn't turn it into a public scandal, so we gotta go with one of those two. I didn't mean to press that button again. Okay, so if we need a power crystal, we need to go down the middle. And keep pushing. Provoke Yana gets annoyed. Go down, I'm Polly. Jane Doe. Listen to Yana's memories. The only way we can get the friendly approach... Actually, hold on. We can get it through here from appeal to emotions. It'll cost us a truth crystal, though. Alright, so we'll pick up a truth crystal down the left. We're good. I think we're good to go. Okay. This is fine. Perhaps even good. There was a point, a moment in time when Yana and I might have become something else. Together. But I couldn't... Alright. Plans shot to pieces. No point in lying. Let's see if Yana's the person I always hoped they were.
Oh my... This is... What are the chances?
Yeah, seriously. Who would have thought?
The last time I saw you was... graduation day? No, wait, the week after.
The party
Ooh.
at Sarah Macquarie's place. Yeah, I remember.
And have these... Are they tattoos? Or are they like an technological implant of some kind? At the corner of my eye, I spot Laszlo trying to catch my attention. He's mouthing something. You're being recorded. Meanwhile, Omar is motioning for me to continue.
So, how are you?
Good, good.
Good. I mean, great.
They seem the same as they were in high school. A little distant. Hard to read. This is awkward already. I need to figure out what to say next.